Got to keep your eye out. You always got to keep your eye out. What else is going on around the league? What's going on with other players at a position? Well, we've got a question with one of our guys, too. And you watch what Brandon Aiyuk did yesterday with trade requests in the NFL, and I think trade requests in sports are always a weird thing. Like, do the teams actually, is there like an official paper that you sign and file with the league? Like, I have requested a trade. Oh, we'll take that under advisement. Crumple it up and throw it in the trash. Like, what is a trade request? You're telling the world that you're pissed off at your team? Doesn't mean they have to do anything for you, right? But I watched what that happened yesterday, and it kind of ties back to, again, Amari Cooper. And ironically, today, we've got Jeremy Fowler's wide receiver rankings from around the NFL. But it's something to keep your eye on. And I'm not going to ever ask the question, would you trade Amari Cooper for Brandon Aiyuk? That's not, I know some people want to go that route. Aiyuk's got to get paid. Amari Cooper wants to get paid. But you keep your eye on all these things as it surrounds the NFL, because then it helps you on how you're going to approach things, right? The best thing for the Browns would be no wide receivers get paid and Aiyuk doesn't get traded. And that all helps with your negotiations with Amari Cooper. What they don't want, which is what I don't think is going to happen, is Aiyuk to get yet another deal to keep raising the bar for Amari Cooper. Is Brandon Aiyuk better than Amari Cooper? I don't know. So they're comparable. So that's where I think the Browns, and just even me watching, I'm going to be interested to see how this Brandon Aiyuk thing plays out there in San Francisco, but it still plays into Amari Cooper. We've got those wide receiver rankings. Really interesting from CBS Sports. Ryan has been acing lists lately.
I have been.
How do you feel about the best trios in the NFL? The best quarterback, running back, wide receiver trios in the NFL. We'll tell you where the Browns are at on that. And I'll tell you this, Ryan. I had to click on the other list to get to them. So they were not in the top half of the NFL. I had to click on the other half.
You're talking about the Browns?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, especially are they accounting for Nick Chubb?
Well, yes, and we'll get to what they do for the Browns as far as their trio goes, because that's some debate on some teams who's the running back. We all know the quarterback is. So plenty of NFL to get to. We got to touch on baseball as well. All-Star game last night. You got what you wanted. All our guys were able to hit last night. I did not stay up to watch the end of the game. That's fine. Clase got the save. Jaron Duran gets the MVP. We'll talk a little baseball, including a shot across the bow at Jose Ramirez and the Cleveland Guardians from ESPN this morning. We got the bracket. We'll get to the grid, time up, morning update, our EA College football giveaway. We got it all on a beautiful Wednesday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy to have you alongside. Follow at Matt Fontana Show, Twitter, X, and you will see our... we pinned the video there. I was going to say we should pin the giveaway, but we pinned the video there for you to catch the show. Go follow us on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show. We are giving away my copy of EA College Football because I can't play it. I saw a video of Sam Hartman playing with himself and Wake Forest destroying.
Whoa, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
You saw Sam Hartman playing with himself.
Ryan.
You said it.
Playing with himself in the video game.
Oh.
Okay, that does not help the situation. Playing quarterback in the EA College Football game.
Context is everything.
And he was beating up on Florida or something. Yeah, so so I got it, because obviously I don't have the game. Is everybody just playing these games where Michigan beat Ohio State by 100? Like, do you just put it on easy and throttle them so you can take a screenshot and put it out on social media? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? Okay, fine. That's how it goes. So you get my copy of the game, whether you need Xbox or PlayStation. Go to @MattFontanaShow, drop a follow, and retweet if you want your chance to win a copy of EA College Football. Are we at 1,000 yet? We're pushing it. We're getting close.
We're getting close.
Getting close. So drop us a file there for your chance to win. We got plenty of baseball to go to as well, but we start with football this morning. And I watched this Brandon Aiyuk thing yesterday where he is disgruntled, relatable to the Browns with Amari Cooper, and he has now requested a trade away from the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I laugh because I feel like trade requests what do they actually ever mean? Oh, you've told the team, I'm really upset now. Okay. I'm assuming they knew that you were mad about your contract before. And I thought about that with Amari Cooper because these situations are similar. Aiyuk's a little younger, has maybe put up some bigger numbers, but he, they're supposed to report for training camp. Like, we assume Amari Cooper's not going to show up next week. Like, I think that. And I just wonder, would you be shocked if Amari Cooper came out and said, I'm requesting a trade away from the Cleveland Browns? Like, are we close to that? Are you getting any vibes of the? Because when I see this, I think it's an exercise in futility. I really do. You tell a team, like, oh, I'm requesting a trade. Doesn't mean they have to honor your request. So you have just sent out the APB to other teams, hey, try to come trade for me. Or, I'm telling the fans, I don't really want to be here. Like, trade requests get so dicey. I remember when Duke Johnson came out and he was like, oh, I don't want to play here anymore. And Baker dropped the, if you don't want to be on this train, then get off and stuff like that. They eventually traded Duke Johnson. Why? They didn't need Duke Johnson. They're like, fine, if you're also going to be an issue here, then we'll trade you off. Do whatever you want. There's a balance with those GMs, though. And John Lynch is fighting that in San Francisco. If you trade Brandon Aiyuk, you just signal to the rest of your team, hey, man, all you got to do is make a stink and you get what you want. But nothing solves it for Aiyuk about his contract. He's not requesting a new contract. He's requesting a trade. And what he asked for in a trade is to go to a team, hopefully that'll pay him, or like what? I was almost going to say go somewhere and put up a bunch of gaudy numbers. Don't you think he'd have probably a good chance to put up gaudy numbers in the 49ers offense? And T. Higgins, that quieted down because he signed. He did his one-year thing, right? They gave him that deal to give him a little bit more money this 1 year, and he will not be playing for the Cincinnati Bengals in the future. That's the other part about burning that bridge between that player. If the 49ers really don't feel like Brandon Aiyuk's a part of their future, they're going to go, you're going to play out this last year of the deal, and you're going to leave. F your trade request. The difference is, do the Browns see a future with Amari Cooper? And I want to start this conversation by saying this. I like Amari Cooper a lot. I think he's a great player. But if you take out the human input of it, if you went to Chat GP, whatever the fuck it is, and went to an AI bot, and you put in all these things about Amari Cooper, his age, his stats, they would probably tell you, if there was an AI NFL general manager, they would say, probably don't pay Amari Cooper. Now, you got to deal with the repercussion of that. You got to deal with how that sits in the locker room. You got to deal somewhat of how that sits with the fan base. But it would probably tell you, yeah, you don't have many years of Amari Cooper being elite left in the tank. You'd like to believe that, but he wants his last potential big deal of his NFL career. And there is a tugging at the heartstrings here about how well he's played. He's been a part of the turnaround here, and you think he's got some left. These are all things that Andrew Berry's got to debate and wonder, how much are you actually going to give Amari Cooper? Or are you going to play hardball on this thing and go, you're under contract, man, deal with it? Because, I mean, here's the crazy thing, Ryan. We're a week away from the Browns reporting for training camp. The 49ers reported, or was the 49ers? Somebody reported today, like a full team reported for training camp today. The Browns are in, what is it, Monday, Tuesday next week? Rookies, then veterans, something like that?
I think 24th.
Okay, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday. So literally a week from today, the Browns veterans are showing up. And I've not heard anything about Amari Cooper. I've not heard that they're even talking. I've not heard that they're open. And it'll be a big discussion piece as we get closer to that date, if he's actually going to show up or not.
So how much of this issue, this contract debate, is finding the money, and then how much of it is just not wanting to pay him because of his age? Because if it's just not paying him because of his age, I don't understand. Is it we all of a sudden think he's going to turn 31 and turn to glass and bones and sand and just dissolve into nothing?
See, here's the thing.
He was a top 10 wide receiver last year. Look at the numbers.
I don't think you're worried about 2024. I think you're worried about 2026 if you got to give him money for that. And you would say the ascension plan would be what? You do sign him to an extension. Let's say they sit down with Amari Cooper and say, we're going to rip up the last year of your deal this year. We're going to give you a brand new deal that covers 2024, 5, and a little bit of money in 26. To your point, then you just slide him to be the number 2. And you say, hey, hopefully Jerry Jeudy ascends to be our number 1.
That's such a gamble.
I know, right? Here's where we're at.
In my opinion, a dumb gamble.
Well, kind of why are we in the situation we're in? Because we haven't had a lot of high draft picks. Look at the plethora of receivers that have come out over the last 3 drafts. You're telling me you wouldn't want a piece of one of them? And I know they traded back, and they did take David Bell, and they've taken guys later. But, like, Pittman and Christian Watson, those are all second-round guys. Then if you would have had, and again, oh God, was it that draft that they traded back? Who did they pass up on? I think it was Christian Watson, was it not? Stand by.
Who, the Browns?
Yeah.
They could have got Amon-Ra St. Brown, but took Anthony Schwartz.
Oh, okay, yeah. Those did anybody know what Amon-Ra St. Brown was going to
No, but nobody knew it. Nobody knew it. I mean, Michael Pittman was highly touted, but he wasn't a first-round
There was a
talent.
guy that, in the 2022 draft, I'm going to the second round here. Okay, Watson went 34. That wasn't it.
Wait, who are you talking about? Who passed on who?
There's like a receiver.
That who passed on?
The Browns. Like, we actually had, I can't remember. I can't remember. It must not have been 2022 because that was also when we traded our second-round pick to the Houston Texans. They actually took Mechie, which he's fine. I'm glad he's healthy now and everything. But there wasn't it. There was somebody else.
A second-rounder?
Yeah, it was like
in the last 3 years?
Yeah, that like you were sitting there, and I remember I was screaming that if one of those guys fell. In the second round, you had Pickens, you had Alec Pierce. Again, the Mechie was there. Oh my God, it's gonna annoy me. It had to have been 2023 then. Stand by.
Last year? Well, not obviously, not. I meant
not this most recent draft. Like, yeah, the 2023 draft. Because we had our second round pick, did we not? That's it. So here's what I'm looking at. The Browns had their second round pick in 2023.
Okay.
Then they traded it to the Packers to move back. But there wasn't a receiver. Like, I guess you did pass on Rashee Rice, but again, did you know what he was going to be? I don't know, man. Somebody's going to have to bail me out here. There was one. And it wasn't even this past draft, because I know this past draft, we're all sitting here begging for a receiver. But that's my whole thing, is you've missed out on, like, resupplementing your receiving core via the draft. You traded away Donovan Peoples-Jones. You traded for Elijah Moore. You traded for Jerry Jeudy. You traded for Amari Cooper. I think we'd be in a different situation right now if you had another viable option.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the whole problem here. You haven't been able to do that. Again, I'm not trying to rip this into a Deshaun Watson screwed us over thing. Like, it is what it is. We need to stop complaining about it. I probably should. But my whole thing is, Amari Cooper knows the Browns need him. In these negotiations, when he sits down with Andrew Berry, if he even sits down with him, he's going to sit there and say, well, what are you going to do?
I mean, in hindsight, too, you talk about the lack of resources. You also, obviously, we gave up the haul for Deshaun Watson, but you also traded a second round for Elijah Moore. And that obviously hasn't turned out yet.
Hurt.
And maybe it still turns around and it can work out. But as of now, that has not worked out. And there's a lot of second-round receivers that have worked out. So that stings.
All right, I'm back to 2021 in Cleveland. That wasn't it either.
Well, I want to help you out, but I don't.
I know,
really,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't really know.
I'm telling you, I could have just completely making this up. Was it? It was not a first round. I know that. It was not a first round play. It wasn't 2021, because we still had Greg Newsome when we took Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Good pick.
2022 was when we took Emerson in the third.
Right. And that's a fine pick, too.
And you're talking about 2022 or 2023?
That's what I'm saying. I can't. It had to have been 2023, because we didn't have our second rounder in 2022. There was one that we were sitting there and we traded it away.
Okay, so 2023 second round. Who did we take?
We traded the pick away. And then we had Martin Emerson. MJ was our pick in 2020 in the third round.
Okay.
And then again, this past draft, Maybe that's what's bleeding over for me. I can't, because no, we just took Michael Hall, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
54.
What am I misremembering?
I'd love to help you, but
that's what I'm saying. I might be making this up. There was some draft that there were receivers on the board that I was begging for, and they didn't take them. And it wasn't this past year. No, I know that happened this past year. But it was another year. I was sitting there. I keep wanting to say it was Michael Pittman. I keep wanting to say it was Christian Watson or something. I don't know. But anyway, the state of the Browns receiving core is solid at this point. But you also look at what is Amari Cooper going to ask for. And are you willing to use up some of that money in the future? As we've talked about, with Myles Garrett still needing a deal. Where the hell's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah's deal, by the way?
Just got reported there in talks. And
good.
Brad Steinbuch reported that they can't come up with eye to eye with a number right now.
In that every negotiation?
Right.
I'm going to slide a piece of paper over here. Tell me what you think. Is that how that goes?
Yeah.
Do you text agents and go, hey, man, what do you think about that number?
If you're jocks, start high.
No, hey, the first thing I do is print Jeremy Fowler's linebacker rankings and go take a look at this bad boy right here. We were impressed. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was 6th in the off-ball
Christian Watson was round 2, pick 34. I mean, that would make sense if that's who you're talking about.
Yeah, but we didn't have that pick, though. I don't know. There was something.
But you said we did, and then we traded back.
You know, I might actually be thinking of Greg Newsome.
Bro, so that was 2021.
But now I'm like, again, now I'm in the blender. I'm in the blender right now of trying to force this into being a thing. Stand by. Okay. Going down. All right, so we took Greg Newsome at 26. Receivers after him. Rashad Bateman, I was not all about that. Elijah Moore, here now, who cares? That wasn't it. I think I've lost my damn mind. I think I'm making things up at this point.
It's a decent possibility.
It's very possible. If you listen to the show enough, you know that is a real possibility. Bro, I'm on this draft right now. Zach Wilson at 2. Trey Lance at 3. Then it goes Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Penny Sewell.
Yep.
Ugh! The Bears took Justin Fields a pick before Micah Parsons. How about this, man?
Patriots took Mac Jones.
Dude, yeah. I know, I'm on the 2020 draft. Trevor Lawrence, which nobody was, that was one, you make that pick and you deal with it. Like, there's no debate to be had. You were taking Trevor Lawrence. Zach Wilson, then Trey Lance. Into Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Penny Sewell, J.C. Horn, who's not all that good, Patrick Surtain, who's a beast, Devontae Smith, who's very good, into Justin Fields, then Micah Parsons.
Wow.
The drunkenness for the quarterbacks. And I get it, because what's our show motto? Blanket into the wind if you don't have a quarterback. But, dude, then Alex Leatherwood. Remember when the Raiders took him? Remember, because he's got a second-round grade. You took him at 17?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But where the Browns sit, Amari, this is a question. I don't know if you want to post it. I'll leave it up to you, but it's an interesting question. Who do you think has more power in this situation, the Browns or Amari Cooper?
Well, I mean, technically, the answer is the Browns because he's under contract for the Browns. But I would...
Like, Cooper can sit there and say, look at that receiving core without me.
Yeah, but then I get what you're saying because flip side, he's another year older. He goes a whole year without
all the money, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And again, whenever that deal gets done, the same thing with Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Hopefully that deal gets done very soon. But you're going to keep your eye on that. What is that money? Where's that money going in the future? You got to pay him. And I'm not worried about that at all. Like, I know that they're at least, okay, the fact that they're talking, those initial conversations, you always start on the extreme ends. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and his agent are going to ask for the stars and the moon, and the Browns are going to go, you're worth about $5 million, right? And then that's just how you start. You come together, you find your money.
Should we just post who would you rather have this season, Amari Cooper or Brandon Aiyuk?
It's blood money.
It's not. It's an honest question.
Go ahead. That's fine.
I mean, I'm one of the biggest Amari Cooper stands there is. Like, I'm picking Amari Cooper.
Right. So if you want, go ahead, and I'll be interested to see how it goes. Now, to add to that, let's get to Jeremy Fowler's rankings. Today, it's wide receivers. We've been doing this every day. I love it. It's one of my favorite things of the offseason. He goes around to 80 different voters, 80, across the NFL to come up with the best players at every position. Today is wide receiver. Now, post that because I want, you got to ace this list too.
Yeah.
Do you think you have any guess on who number 1 might be?
Oh, which honestly,
the fact that somebody gave him a low ranking of 3 is insane
that is nuts.
to me.
Let me just finish it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Aiyuk, A-I-Y-U-K.
He's on this list, so I'll just scroll down and tell you. It's Brandon, Brandon.
Well,
did that ever screw up in school? Because there's Brendans,
no.
Brandons, Brandons,
no,
and Brendans.
No, it did not screw me up.
There's an E and it's either the B-R-A or E, at the end it's the D or the O.
I'm worried about Aiyuk, not Brandon.
A-I-Y-U-K.
That's how I thought.
Brandon Aiyuk. Because like that, I think I just call everybody Brandon, even though if their name is Brendan. Like I played baseball with a Brendan for a long time in my life.
Best buddy's names is Brendan, so
like E and then A, right?
Brendan, yes.
Yeah, and then there's the E with the O. There's the A with the E and the A with the O. Little intricacies when it comes to naming your kids. All right, ready to go? Number 1.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson.
That is correct. Now, somebody put him at 3, which I think is a little insane. The only thing
I'm not saying
he got hurt.
I agree Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the league, but I think there is a little bit of an overemphasized gap between him and then maybe some of the other people in the same tier. Like,
I agree.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? People think, like, it's Justin Jefferson and then a giant gap and then everybody else. And that's not true. I think there's 4, 5 elite wide receivers in the game.
I would say the gap between Patrick Mahomes and the next best quarterback is a larger gap than Justin Jefferson to the next best wide receiver.
Same thing with the pass rushers. Like, there's not a gap. I love Miles, and I think he's the best. By the way, did you see PFN's top 100 players? Myles Garrett, 2. Only behind Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I love Miles, and I think he's a beast. But there's not really a big gap between him, Micah, Nick Bosa, and TJ Watt. I mean, you'd love to have any of them on your team.
And I mean, those are legit 3 potential Hall of Famers.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're beasts. So Justin Jefferson is 1. Now, the interesting thing is, again, somebody put him down at 3. Dude, he put up 1,000 yards in 10 games. 1,000 yards in 10 games before he got hurt.
And he's not even that guy that just has gaudy numbers because he's in Minnesota. Like, that dude legit makes game-winning plays week in and week out.
Hamstring that cost him 7 games. Got to watch that, man. I know Christian Watson's all over these hamstring things, but it wrecked him. Receivers coach in the NFL. He is the best route runner in all of football, in that person's opinion. Jefferson's historic pace through 4 seasons places him on an early Hall of Fame track. Since his 2020 debut, he leads all receivers in yards per game at 98. And in, 3 years, he has 29 100-yard games.
Yeah, he's a freak. I'm very curious to see how his career projects post-Kirk Cousins.
Well, now you're looking at J.J. McCarthy and,
Sam Darnold.
How many more years do you think he has in Minnesota? Here's the interesting thing about Minnesota.
He signed his fat deal.
I know, but it's not going to stop him from going to them if it goes bad and go and get me the hell out of here.
But it'll be at least 3.
Well, here's the thing. They're built everywhere else except the quarterback. Here's what I think the Vikings need to do.
Their defense is a little...
defense is shaky, and they've lost some pieces there. You still have Jordan Addison. I know he got in trouble. But you have Hawkinson. I like the Aaron Jones signing. Here's what I'm doing if I'm the Vikings. You start Sam Darnold to just keep the ship afloat. And if he can figure out how to get the ball to all those guys, great. It starts to not go great. You put J.J. McCarthy in there. And then if it goes bad, then you call Dak Prescott and you go get up here right now. You go find... You can't waste away that offense. But Justin Jefferson is number 1. High-ranking personnel man with an NFL team. Play speed, consistent production, instincts, elite hands. He does it all as a route runner. So Justin Jefferson on the wide receiver rankings, number 1. Ryan, number 2.
Can you retweet the question real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Number 2.
Stand by. At Matt Fontana Show, you better be following. Please do.
It's so funny because, like, there's so many people that have, like, you have your core 5 that most people agree on, maybe as top 5 wide receivers, and then people have these interchangeable orders, which is valid, but I'm just going to guess Jamar Chase.
It is not Jamar Chase.
It's Tyreek Hill.
It is Tyreek Hill. High ranking of 1, low ranking of 4. He was number 4 last year. And they say he got 20. So this year he pushed Jefferson for the top spot with more than 25% of the top votes for Tyreek Hill. The simple reason, he wrecks a game plan. An NFC executive, his speed changes everything.
I mean, he's got to be the most dangerous player in the league with the ball in his hands.
I would agree. Well, not even that. Like him taking the top off. Yeah. That's my biggest thing about Tyreek Hill. is he has something you cannot account for, you borderline cannot stop, and he can do it whenever he wants. And that's a lot of Mike McDaniel. It'd be easy to say just run go routes, left and right, but open it up. An FC executive, only a few people on this earth have what Tyreek. Do you see him enter that track race a little while ago? And he's a football player who's not run track in forever. He smoked those people.
He does that a lot in the offseason.
Yeah, he just smokes them. A veteran AFC coach on Tyreek Hill. He's so freaking different. I cannot see him getting slower, but for injuries. He's so durable. Maybe as he ages, he'll show a few more nicks and bruises. He's not as 100% as often, but his speed and quickness, I can see him running fast to age 34 easily. Him slowing down just doesn't compute for me. An AFC coach talking about Tyreek Hill. He is 2. Number 3.
It has to be Jamar.
It is Jamar Chase. He got a ranking of 1 and the lowest of 5. He's still clearly in number 1, but a big drop-off in voting after the top 3. He's still the league's best vertical threat and yards after catch player, said an NFL coordinator. That fear factor with him is thick. 1,200 yards last year, 100 catch season. Joe Burrow getting hurt. He had Jake Browning throwing him the football. Big year for Jamar Chase, I think, for not having Tyler Boyd with Burrow back healthy, all that other kind of stuff. An AFC scout on Jamar Chase, he's proof that how many targets, volume, and quarterback play can affect even the best receiver. Chase's play didn't fall off. He's still in his prime. All right, number 4.
I'd hope he's 25?
Yeah, right. You'd believe that. Number 4, receiver
Did
rankings.
they show some love to the sun god?
No. No. But it is an NFC wide receiver.
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is correct. He is number 4. Number 5.
Sun god?
No.
Damn it.
I know. This is one that I'm a little shocked by.
So, I mean, you got your old heads that still love Devontae Adams, and he's amazing. Is it Devontae Adams?
It is Devontae Adams.
I'm fine with that.
I'm Devontae Adams here. High ranking of 3, but the lowest he was unranked after being 2 last year. Now, you got to remember, he was the number 1 receiver in 21 and 22, and then finished 2nd last year.
I would say in my lifetime of watching football, heavily, that's probably a sample size of 6 years.
Yeah.
He's the best receiver I've ever seen.
But again, a lot of that was with Aaron Rodgers, and now he's got Aiden O'Connell.
Even then was his year with Carr. I mean, still amazing.
Are you buying all this hype now that they want him to go to the Jets to rejoin Aaron Rodgers?
I'm sure Devontae Adams
He came out, he said, no, I'm fine. He came out, he said, I'm fine.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Now, do you not say that? Right.
But Devontae, he wants a Super Bowl. There's no way.
NFL personnel executive on Devontae Adams. He's still a blue chipper. He can still win on the outside and get you tough yards, but you're wondering what you're getting from him next year with the quarterback situation. So that's more of that's what I'm saying. You got to take the quarterback situation out of it.
Yeah.
All right, number 6. So again, 1 through 5, you got Justin Jefferson. Then they go Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, number 6.
Well, now I can't stop. It's always going to be my first guess.
It's not going to be.
Really?
Again, not him.
Wow.
But another NFC wide receiver.
Well, you said Aiyuk's on the list, but I think that's a little high.
He's too high for Aiyuk. It's not Aiyuk.
There's no way it's Puka, right?
No.
I was going to say, they don't love him that much yet.
You want the write-up on this guy? See if it helps you?
Sure.
An AFC exec on this receiver. A rare blend of excellent size, athleticism, and skill. That's why the team that he plays on has already paid him. He just got a deal this offseason.
NFC?
Yeah. It's like the grid.
I know, dude. I'm trying to think of the divisions. Okay, it's not the it's not the North.
East.
I don't know if I agree with that. AJ Brown.
AJ Brown is correct.
He's amazing, but
he's good.
I think Amon-Ra's better.
Fair enough. Number 7.
Sun God.
Sun God is correct.
There he is.
High ranking of 5 for your guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown, but lowest ranking was unranked. An NFL coordinator. He has elite instincts for the position, understands how to attack leverage, runs hard every play, plays in and out, makes all the tough catches, blocks, plays physical. The only thing he doesn't do is win outside the red line, which is close to the sideline, but that's not how this game works anyway. 13 games with 100 receiving yards in the past 2 seasons is tied for the 3rd most in that span of the NFL. The only issue with him, he's only 6 foot 202, but he plays big, is what they say. Number 8.
Is it Aiyuk?
No, this guy plays very big because he is very big.
This guy plays very big because he is very big.
He's massive. And he's also
yeah. DK Metcalf.
No.
Oh.
No. And I love DK. This is a guy I think is criminally underrated. Like, I have always thought this guy was a stud. And he's had some quarterback turnover and turmoil. It's kind of leveled out now for him. NFC.
Okay. South. Oh, Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is correct. High of 4, unranked was the lowest.
Yeah, you know that he
still commands the double team from an NFL personnel man. He's been atop the Bucs game plan.
I was going to say that's
for
a popular
decade.
narrative. Is he's the most underrated in history?
I think seriously. I just there's something about the size.
But because people make the memes like, oh, I got 1,001 yards this season.
He's all right. Yeah, right. The streak continues and all that. But he's had some bad quarterback play. I think Baker's fair. Yeah. But you also forget, like I do that too. They have a lot of other weapons there too. Like Chris Godwin. They still have good tight ends.
I mean, there was a year Godwin was better than Evans.
I think Evans was hurt that year, wasn't he? Yeah. Maybe. But again, I'm a big Mike Evans fan, so he is at 8. Number 9, we're back to the AFC on this one. So here's the thing. This is heavy NFC. The only AFC receivers on this list as I get to 9 are Tyreek Hill and Jamar Chase. Oh, I guess Devontae Adams. I'm sorry. Devontae Adams, too. So we're at number 9 for an AFC team.
Are they still showing love for Diggs?
It is Stephon Diggs. 5 and unranked is for him. Number 10, Brandon Aiyuk.
Okay.
Here's the crazy thing. He had a high ranking of 3. Somebody in this poll thought that he might only be behind Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill. Better than Jamar Chase, better than A.J. Brown, better than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I mean, it's hard to truly gauge when you're shadowed by, or not shadowed, but you're just a cog in the best offense. Like
NFC executive who did vote Aiyuk in the top 3. He's a downfield production with huge jump in yards per catch, quietly almost 300 career catches, but he also excels as a blocker and lower body ability as good as anybody. Here's the interesting thing. He had a tie with Cooper Kupp for the top 10, but they gave him a tiebreaker to put him at 10. So Cooper Kupp is basically 11. Here's your honorable mentions outside of Cooper Kupp. Deebo Samuel, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Nico Collins, DJ Moore, and Amari Cooper. Here's your write-up on honorable mention, Amari Cooper, an NFC scout. His game has aged well. He's a consummate pro and always has been a good route runner. Posted 1,200 yards with 4 different quarterbacks last year, 14.2 air yards per target, led the league amongst receivers with a minimum of 100 targets. So that's kind of like, you're talking about air yards for an older receiver, probably pretty good. And I go back to some of those like circus catches that he had down the field and things like that.
San Fran one?
Right. Like some of those.
Goodness,
what was the other one up the sideline?
Deshaun threw a
dime.
Like, I know what player you're talking about. I think that was the 49ers. No, he didn't play the 49ers.
No. That was the one that we somehow beat the 49ers with P.J. Walker and Dorian Thompson. I think the Bear was one. Because he had a defender all over him, too.
But Deshaun wouldn't have played in that.
Was it the Seattle game? Wasn't it the Seattle game that he went absolutely nuts, too? I don't know. I'm pulling up his game.
Dude, I think it was Deshaun. I know what you're talking about. Absolutely threaded the needle to Amari.
All right, end of the season.
It had been earlier.
Well, maybe it was Houston. The regular season Houston game where we were in for 265.
But I thought it was
Chicago 109. That might be the one we're thinking about. Jacksonville, the Rams, he was hurt. Denver, he didn't do anything. Pittsburgh wasn't anything. Baltimore was fine. Buck 39 against the Cardinals.
Or was it Flacco who threw the dime that I'm thinking of?
It was probably Flacco.
It was on. He was running towards the boundary, and he absolutely threaded the needle.
Yeah, it was Flacco. That throw I remember.
Then it was the
Bears game. Yeah, that game I remember. And then the Seattle game, he did have 11 catches for 89 yards. I feel like he had a great catch in that Seattle game too. So we got honorable mention, and I think that's fair. When you talk about that group, like to be in with Deebo and Garrett Wilson and DJ Moore, I think that's fine. Others receiving votes.
Chris Olave had to be in there a little bit.
Love? No love. Oh, no. He got receiving votes.
I mean, Matt, that just made me realize like how many just insane receivers are. Like we didn't mention Olave. We didn't mention Pittman.
Here, I'll tell you the other receiving votes. So again, these guys were not top 10, nor even receive or honorable mention. DK Metcalf, Scary Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins, Puka, George Pickens, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman, DeAndre Hopkins, and Cortland Sutton. Those were all honorable mention.
Man,
guys.
we need to get Scary Terry a quarterback. I hope Jane Daniels works out.
Dude, there's a lot of hype around Dayton. I get it because he's that high of a draft pick, but like Jane Daniels, there's people that think he's going to be really freaking good. And they got some pieces there. I like Terry McLaurin a lot. So there's your rankings when it came to the receivers, where it lays out. So again, honorable mention for Amari Cooper. I think that's pretty fair. Now, I flip over to CBS Sports. This was a two-parter from Jared Dubin. He went to the teams and did nothing but quarterback, running back, and receiver. The best triplets in the NFL. Do you know any triplets? I do.
No. I know a set of twins with the younger brother that looks just like them.
I know a couple set of twins. Like you're talking about identical versus fraternal?
No, like they're identical, but then they have a brother that's 2 years younger.
Oh, okay.
But looks like he could be a triplet.
Right.
But
They all
not.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I know, probably a couple sets of twins. I know one set of triplets, and you hear stories about quadruplets and stuff like that. I think
quintuplets.
Quintuplets. What was that show? Johnny K plus 8 or whatever? Good Lord.
Yeah.
You imagine having 8 at one time? No, I can barely handle 2. At
What about
3
Optimum?
What, didn't she get into unsavory things
I don't know.
after that?
Probably.
I didn't even want to tell you. I don't mean to.
I mean, how could you not with 10 plus kids?
Natalie Denise Snowman, also known as Octomom. She became international attention when she gave birth to the first surviving octuplets in January 2009. She had IVF, so obviously that had a part to do with it. Children, pregnancy, octuplets, whatever, public profile. She struck a deal for a UK show. She was then in 2014 accused of welfare fraud. So there you go. She became an adult entertainer dancing in men's clubs.
Nice.
There you go. I bring this up because I just don't want to. I know why these stories just kind of come up. You know that bad baby chick?
Yeah.
When she was on Dr. Phil?
Danielle Bregoli.
She made $57 million off of OnlyFans. Yeah. $57 million. A
lot of horny dudes.
And TMZ had the story. The breakdown, $30 million just came from people wanting to pay money to send her a message.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even know if she's
bad baby
doing adult things on there, and I don't really care to find out. But if she's just on there, like singing and listening and like reading messages for $57 million, I weep for our society, man. I really do. But to each their own. Good for them. How the hell did we start on this? Oh, triplets. That's right. We started talking about triplets. All right, NFL triplets. Do you want to start at number 1 or do you want to start at dead last?
No, number 1 be my.
All right, number 1. So again,
right.
Jaron Dubin, just the best receiver, quarterback, and running back combo. Number 1.
First. See, here's where I could make an argument.
No,
I understand.
I don't make the argument. I don't overthink it.
Well, no, I know it's just. Where you say 49ers? Okay, so I was gonna say I think the Eagles do it. I would pick Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and AJ Brown. No.
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
So then are they just talking about Mahomes?
Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce.
Okay, like
Chiefs are back where they were belong after being second last year. But Mahomes is the best player in the world. Pacheco's a quality back, and Kelce still elite. Number 2.
So it could be tight end. It'd be pass catchers. Not
no, that's correct. It's a receiver. It's any receiver. Tight end, receiver, running. Tight end, receivers 1, then running back, then quarterback.
Okay.
Number 2. And Jared, this is they polled 10 of their CBS NFL writers. This isn't just him. They polled 10 people to come up with this. I don't think you will ever be able to guess number 2.
Really?
Yes. Because I don't buy this for a damn second.
Really?
Nope. I'm not saying they're not top 10. There is in no way on God's green earth this team is the second best triplet in the NFL.
Not the Bengals, is it?
Nope.
Now you're making me think it's like something totally outrageous.
You're in the right division.
Did they put Lamar, Andrews, and Zay Flowers?
No. Lamar, Derrick Henry, and Mark Andrews. So again, it's just one pass catcher.
Lamar, Derrick, okay.
The running back has to be in it, and then the quarterback.
Okay.
I know Derrick Henry is good. Come on, man.
That's pretty high.
And Mark Andrews is elite.
That's what I'm saying. Over Hurts,
number
Saquon,
3,
and AJ
Hurts,
Brown.
Saquon, AJ Brown. Number 4, 49ers, Purdy, McCaffrey, and Aiyuk. How, seriously, man, what are we doing here? Aiyuk, and they didn't even do Debo. Debo doesn't even factor in. You only get 1. You're telling me Lamar is very clearly better than Brock Purdy. McCaffrey is light years ahead of where Derrick Henry is right now, and Brandon Aiyuk is better than Mark Andrews. What a joke. Number 5, Cincinnati, Burrow, Zach Moss, Jamar Chase. 6, Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua with the Rams. Number 7, Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown with the Lions. That's tier 2, by the way. Now we're into tier 3. Number 8, Houston, Stroud, Mixon, Collins. Number 9, Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson. Now, that's me crapping on Aaron Rodgers, but I think they could be solid. 10 is Miami with Tua, Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill. 11, Buffalo. Dalton Kincaid at your tight end. James Cook, your running back. Josh Allen, your quarterback. Number 12, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. I'll give you $1,000 if you can name the running back for the Dallas Cowboys this year that they put on this list. It's not even Zeke.
Don't tell me. Oh my, no, I know who it is. Well, no, I think they get to know. It's not Deuce Vaughn, is it?
Mm-mm.
No, who is their quarterback or running back? No, I know this. Son of a gun.
I'm not helping you because I don't want to have to give you $1,000 that I don't have.
Oh man, I know this.
I said the word uncle. Would that help you?
Uncle. No.
Uncle Rico Dowdell.
Rico Dowdell.
Uncle Rico.
Rico
Uncle Rico.
Yeah.
Come on now. What are we doing here? Packers, not you, this list. Packers are 13. Love, Jacobs, Jaden Reed. Falcons then round out the top 14. So the Browns are not in the top 14. So I had to scroll through to go to the list to find them on the second tier of things. And I scroll on through and I find them at number 22. Slightly below average. They were 14th last year. Of all of the voting, they were a high of 13, a low of 25, for an average of 20.6. So they come in at 22 with Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, and Amari Cooper. And Jared even writes, I think this is another team. Oh my God, I thought it was the other way around. This is another team that he thinks should be much lower on the list. Watson has not played well in 3 years. I don't care what the reason is. You don't see guys struggle for that long and suddenly get it back. Chubb is coming off the knee injury, and the likelihood of recapturing his incredible form is low. Even if he gets on the field, Cooper is awesome, but ranking feels off of them at 22. The worst triplet in the NFL goes to the Broncos. Bo Nix, Javonte Williams, Cortland Sutton. Patriots are 31 with Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, and Kendrick Bourne. Panthers are 30. Bryce Young, Jonathan Brooks, and Deontay Johnson are the bottom ones there. So the Browns are at 22. Maybe should be a little bit lower, but you see some of the eliteness, some of these other teams, and figure it out. Well, speaking of elite, I wanted to get to this on baseball this morning. So the All-Star game last night was great. You got your payoff. David Fry, RBI single, which was great. Clase got the save. Naylor got your at-bat. You saw Jose and Kwan. Solid. I didn't stay up to watch the whole thing. Honestly, Ryan, I got so pissed off when Jared Duran hit that home run because it hit the over and I turned it off and I was beyond upset with myself. 7.5 and it hit 8 on the over. So I was bothered with that, but neither here nor there. All-Star game was fine last night. So this morning on ESPN, they went through the 10 first-half storylines that they think will continue into, or I guess it's this way, the 10 storylines that have dominated baseball in the first half. They took a shot at the Cleveland Guardians on this. Because the first storyline in baseball from ESPN is the three-way MVP race in the American League. Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson, and Bobby Witt. Is that a shot or not?
Can you say that one more time?
So again, 3-way MVP race, and they don't include Jose Ramirez. It's Gunnar, Aaron Judge, and Bobby Witt. Is that a shot, or am I just being a Cleveland homer thinking that Jose should be in this list?
I don't think it's necessarily a shot. I mean, Judge is going to lead the league in homers again. Gunnar Henderson is a leadoff hitter who I think has a better average than Jose right now and has more home runs. And then Bobby Witt, again, is the young and upcoming superstar that everyone wants to talk about.
Will Jose actually ever win an MVP? I'm starting to think no.
No, I don't think so.
I really am starting to think no.
I mean...
And it doesn't mean that he won't go to the Hall of Fame or anything like that. Like, he's going to be a conversation for that.
You got to mash homers. I mean, Jose can hit 40 in a year, but I mean, nowadays, these guys like Judge are hitting 55, 60.
Yeah, I mean, they're at the All-Star break, with Judge has 34.
Judge again is on pace for almost 60, like 65.
Yeah, again, he's got 34. Gunnar Henderson is 28. And they get into the war where, like, the whole reason that they brought this discussion up, they have a chance to have 3 guys that post a 9 or better WAR season. That's only happened 4 times in baseball history. That the AL is going to have 3 guys that get 9 WAR seasons. That's like Mike Trout level. Like, Mike Trout used to be 9, 10 WAR seasons. You have a chance to have 3. So that's a little historic. So I guess, like, I just got to take a dose of reality here and realize that he's probably not going to be a part of it. So then they continue on. The battle for the AL East has been fun. Year 1 of Shohei with the Dodgers has been great. They say a storyline. Pitchers getting hurt. Spencer Strider, Jacob deGrom, Sandy Alcantara, Shane McClanahan, Jeffrey Springs, Robbie Ray, like Clayton Kershaw. Shane Bieber on the list. Kyle Bradish. But then that comes back to how it's going to be at the trade deadline. Shout out to Brian Shaw, former meteorologist, not that one, the other one. And he goes, hey, man, got a couple of days off now. Might be a good time to pick up the phones and start burning something here for Antonetti and Chernoff. All these injuries, though, have opened things up for other teams to really be after it. And we had Justin Ladd on with us yesterday, and he said it's going to be like the housing market in COVID, where it's going to be so scarce, and what you have to buy is going to be through the roof. That has not changed, by the way. That's where we're at right now. But he said that's kind of where we're seeing. Will this remain to be a storyline, they ask, and they say, yeah, probably. This is going to be, especially as we get to the trade deadline, these teams that are pushing, great. Storyline number 5, Paul Skeens being a rookie sensation. That's great. Number 6, Phillies. Will this be their year? Don't count out the Houston Astros. I will because I hate them. Packed NL wildcard race. Chris Sale's comeback. And the final thing, the storyline of one of the storylines first half of the season. Small market teams thriving. They write, the Cleveland Guardians and the Milwaukee Brewers were hardly our preseason picks. And in fact, of 26 voters in our preseason selections, only 3 picked the Guardians to win the AL Central. Both lead their divisions, talking about the Brewers and the Guardians, by 4.5. The Guardians, the surprise holder of the best record in the American League. These predictions undersold their actual odds. They're doing it in similar ways. Better than expected offenses, Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan for the Guardians, and lockdown bullpens. Guardians rank first in bullpen win probability added, and the Brewers are second in baseball, both on a historic type of pace. This isn't exactly a surprise for the Brewers, who also led the majors in bullpen wins probability added last year. It is surprising, though, for the Guardians. So think about this. This stat, bullpen wins probability added. Think about it this way. You were 23rd last year, and you're now number 1. Clase last year, 12 blown saves, lost 9 games. He's got 29 saves and 32 chances. And the Guardians have won the 3 games that he blew the other ones. That's where you are with the Guardians. And, again, I'm going to ask it again this week. I'm going to keep saying it. I want the trade. I think there is a trade to be had. If you think it's the bullpen arm, fine. If you think it's a starting pitcher, that's kind of more what I want. But now I'm starting to think, Ryan, there could be multiple moves. I was gearing up that it was just going to be one big thing, and hopefully it would be that starting pitcher. I'm starting to think now it might be multiple moves here for the Guards. They got to do something.
Well, what's changed for you to think that?
I think mostly the landscape where it's going to be pulling teeth. So instead of this being really hard to do and putting all your eggs in one basket and making a really, really hard push for one trade, just take your easier trades and move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of going for the pie in the sky and making this really hard trade, you got to go up against the Dodgers and all these other teams. Just make your little pulls here. Make your little trades. And trust me, there's other teams that are going to be after Eric Fetty from the White Sox and all these other guys. But if it's going to be hard, I guess go quantity over quality. I guess is probably the way that I would say that. But yeah, it's I'm asking for it, man. I'm really asking for it for the Guardians to make a push here. This week seems to be the week to do it. All right, want to update our Twitter question this morning. We put it out. Would you rather have Brandon Aiyuk, Amari Cooper? Where are we at?
Yes, 61.5 Amari Cooper, 38.5 Brandon Aiyuk.
Little bias there, maybe on the a little bit on the Amari Cooper side of things. I think it's fair.
I'm sure.
I mean, you also got to ask about money because Brandon Aiyuk is going to get like paid, right? Wide receiver contracts. I should have this memorized by now because we always keep looking it up. Over the cap. Here we go. Average per year, 35 for Justin Jefferson, 32 for AJ. Better yet, for guys that have been paid, where would you slot Brandon Aiyuk in? Give me a name that you compare him with in the NFL. Okay, give you some. Pick one.
I mean,
Waddle, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith, Nico Collins, DK Metcalf.
I mean, when you look at the body of work, AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, 32. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 30. Tyreek Hill, 30 as well. Jalen Waddle, 28.2. A lot of money.
Yeah.
$30 million for Brandon. Now, where would you slot Amari Cooper into that? Michael Pittman's making
25.
23 million. You think 25 million?
Yeah.
Put him right there with Devontae Smith just behind Cooper Kupp.
If he was 5 years younger, he'd be 30. No.
That's tough. I'm looking at. Let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. So the top 15 in the NFL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of the top 15 paid guys in the NFL, 5 of them are 30 or older.
Yeah.
A fifth. And then you can even have Mike Evans and Keenan Allen, who would drag this down even further at 31 and 32. Maybe I'm overselling the age thing.
You are.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm too worried about it.
But everybody is.
You know, again, Devontae Adams. But, you know, when he got traded there, like, he had to sign this big deal. He's 32. He's making $28 million a year. But is Amari Cooper better than Devontae Adams? Probably not. Can you believe Cooper Kupp is 31 already? Isn't that crazy?
He's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, 31 already. 30 for Calvin Ridley. Dude, man, we are getting old.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And again, it's like football's different. These guys get in the league usually at 23. Like, dude, DK Metcalf's going to be 28 this year. 28. Time is flying. I don't know what to tell you. All right, coming up, we got a lot to get to in hour 2. We got the morning update. We'll get to the grid, time up. But want to remind you about our giveaway that's running all week right here on the show. So go follow us on Twitter, at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow. Then just retweet our tweet. You have to scroll down, find. I'll tell you what, I'll hit the retweet on it this morning as well. Do it again. You follow, you retweet, your chance to win my copy of EA College Football. We have 200. Undo repost here. We have 260 entrants right now. So you retweet it, follow, and we will give somebody a copy of that on Friday. We just retweeted again as well at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us the follow. You'll be in the end, and we'll do it on Friday, like 10:45, something like that. We'll pick our winner, either Xbox or PlayStation, whatever you need. We'll get you the code for it, and we'll get you rocking right here on Big Play last night. How'd the stream go with the game? So what was it? So Pannone played while Greg Williams was calling plays for him on EA College Football?
Yeah, Nick was playing Blake. Nick was Kent State.
Oh, okay. So he was involved with it too.
And
okay.
Blake he wanted to be Princeton.
Okay.
But I don't think Princeton's FBS.
Okay.
So he played at Stanford.
All right, there you go. So we got it all for you, folks. Big play. Last night, the return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Of course, Enter the Jungle, James Rapine and crew. Tonight, we got Drennan with a little bit of bonus time. I can't wait to get his picks for the Open. You got to tell me. Well, I got to get our bets in for that today. I'll ask Drennan when he comes in. I need his picks for the British Open this weekend. So we got it all for you, Big Play, folks. You can also check out bigplay.com/horse. That is our racing horse. The name is coming. Supposedly, we're down to a couple left to get the name. We had a naming contest for that. Unfortunately, the shares are sold out. But
Sorry, go scan the QR code. You can join the wait list for potentially the next
can you? Okay, good. So do that. So you see it right there. Right there. Scan that QR code. You can get on the wait list for our next Big Play horse. And check it out, bigplay.com/horse, and you'll be able to get on the wait list and become a horse owner just like Ryan and I. I'll have to get on the next one, too. This is a good little venture for us right here with My Racehorse and the team at Big Play. All right, catch up break. Coming back, hour 2, jam-packed. We'll get back into some baseball. Got a few more football things I want to run through as well, including the morning update that comes your way next. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Follow us, Twitter X, @MattFontana Show, Instagram, Twitch, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, all the same name, @MattFontana Show. Back right after this.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media @Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky
Back here, hour 2, taking up to 11 o'clock, as we always do on Big Play. Appreciate you joining us. Follow us on Twitter, X, @MattFontana Show, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Can I ask you a quick question before we do the morning update?
I guess so.
They did it on Inside the NFL this morning. Tom Pelissaro and Ian Rappaport. And they were talking about guys are getting ready to go to training camp, right? And a lot of teams go away, like the Browns going to the Greenbrier, all that. What is the one thing that you would deem essential and bring with you to camp? So like Patrick Mahomes said, I need to bring my TV and my gaming console so I can watch the Olympics and play college football 25. Other people said golf clubs. What's the one thing, if you were leaving for an NFL training camp, that you just have to take with you?
Oh, God.
Like, they have TV, so I would probably not say, like, I would probably say my gaming console as something to do. You want to know what? My iPad. Because I can watch my movies. I can read my comic books on there. I got to take my iPad for my entertainment. That's it. Somebody said golf clubs. Somebody said a mattress. Like they apparently have a very set mattress that they have to sleep on.
Couple blunts.
You could do that if you want. They don't test for that in the NFL, or it's so high now that you can kind of do whatever you want.
What I bring?
Hey man, whatever gets you to sleep, whatever you need to do. Little edibles there, little whatever you need.
Some Ambien.
I would say wouldn't the weed be safer for you?
Oh yeah.
You know, like I never been on Ambien. I don't know, but I'm sure there's a level that you just have to get to. But I would probably start with that. I'm going to have Ryan start with the morning update. All the stories you got to know around the world. Ryan's got it. Please take it away.
All right, Matt. Well, the MLB All-Star Game was last night. Hope you watched it. I know you did a little bit, but like you, I kind of turned it on toward the end. Anyway, the AL is victorious. They win 5-3. Our boy David Fry, an RBI single in the third inning to score it, and then the eventual MVP, Jalen Duran, homers to right center to seal it for the American League as they wrap that bad boy up. Win it 5-3.
I think he was plus like 3,000 to win. That's what you do. You just hope that one guy like hits a home run or something crazy like that. You got what you wanted. You saw the Guardians play. You know, David Ortiz was going around interviewing all those guys, and I saw a lot of tweets of people saying, like, man, he's unhooked right now and like all that. That's fine. You know, you saw the stars out there. Everybody just pitched a one inning on the NL. Or actually, everybody just pitched one inning. Like, there were literally 9 pitchers for the AL, and the NL just got some guys in here and there. Nobody cares about that game, right? And the stupidest thing they ever did was try to make that matter for the World Series. That's fine. You play it for the exhibition that it is. You throw some, I guess, but there's also, you don't want to be the guy like Logan Webb that gave up all the runs. They don't care. It was fun to watch. The innovation, though, of them trying to make it matter with these interviews and doing all this other kind of stuff, I mean, it's just kind of stale. And now apparently Manfred is finally thinking about letting them go back to their jerseys, like their individual. Those jerseys sucked ass. Those jerseys were really bad last night. It's fine. You saw the Guardians all play. Congratulations. Good for them. We're off to a break now.
All right. Well,
what are we, Friday? Friday for the Padres coming to town? Yeah, Friday. Dude.
What?
Friday's on Apple TV again. Can we get off of that crap, please?
It's never going to change.
I guess. I mean, it's the one thing I don't have. And ironically, I just bought tickets. And like, hey, you get a free 30-day thing for Apple TV. I should have just taken the deal. Yeah, we're back on Friday. So, whatever. Get the break. Get a trade done. We'll see how it goes.
All right, Matt. Well, we got some fresh NBA power rankings after free agency is unfolded. It's still going on, but decent amount of moves. Not for our Cavs. Anyway, do you want to take a little guess where the Cavs come in?
Sure. Well, you want me to do number one? I saw it on ESPN, but I didn't click on it.
Yeah,
so.
we could go through.
All right, number one's got to be Boston.
Correct.
Number 2, Denver.
Denver is 7.
Wow. It's not Dallas.
Dallas is 5.
Okay.
It's a very young team.
Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Okay, so they're 2. 3. It's not Philly.
No,
Can't
Philly
be.
is 6.
Okay.
Another relatively pretty young team.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yes. At 3.
All right, so it's Boston, Oklahoma City, Minnesota. 4. Can't be Milwaukee. Knicks?
Yes.
Knicks are 4. I already said 5, right?
Yes.
Mavericks.
You said 76ers. Denver's 7.
Okay.
Milwaukee's 8.
Okay. Then... okay, I'm going to say... I mean, the Cavs should be somewhere around here. I'm assuming they are.
They're around here, yeah.
I'm going to say the Cavs are 12.
The Cavs are 10.
10! All
They're
right.
up. Are the Cavaliers willing to pay the luxury tax? ESPN's
right.
Brian Windhorst suggested as much in last week's Hoop Collective. The Cavaliers haven't replaced Okoro, adding only number 20 pick Jalen Tyson. That makes Okoro's return a necessity, but even his $12.7 million qualifying offer pushed Cleveland into the tax, with the Cavs apparently bringing back last season's roster almost entirely unchanged. It's up to new coach Kenny Atkinson and development from Evan Mobley to improve floor spacing.
I mean, that's fine, and I think that's actually really solid to be 10. You know, you're ahead of other teams that should be in the playoffs and things like that. So I'll take it. I mean... they're not done. Like, there are teams that are done with free agency. I feel like the Cavs never started because they couldn't. Their big move was Donovan Mitchell. Great. They brought Kenny Atkinson in. And now I'm starting to think that time is running out for a trade. I feel like time is about done. And there's so many things about Brandon Ingram where people just can't, they don't think he's going to be good enough. And, he wants a max deal and all that. I'm actually starting to flip, man. I think Brandon Ingram is off the table now for the Cavs. And with that in mind, then who else are you going to trade with? Like, right now, I would tell you, which is a big flip for me, the Cavs are just going to have the same team that they have right now when they start the season. I don't want it to be that way. It's not what I want. But at this point, what else are they going to do? I don't know, man. Not the move I would make, but that's probably why I'm not in Kobe Altman's shoes. I would have traded away Darius Garland and get the best deal you can. But if you can't get the deal, run it back. Hopefully Atkinson inflates some numbers and make them look good.
All right, well, just for reference, the Pacers were one spot ahead at 9.
Okay.
Magic one place behind at 11.
Yeah, people are going to be high in the Magic this year. Watch that, because Paulo Banchero, he's a good player. I'm not saying he's not, but watch him on that.
All right, well, yesterday we talked about New York Knicks owner James Dolan. He wasn't very pleased, but Adam Silver comes to defend the new tax apron. Quote, what I'm hearing from teams, even as the second apron is moving to kick in, the teams are realizing that there are real teeth in those provisions, he goes on to say, but at the same time, I think this new system, while I don't want it to be boring, I want to put teams in a position, 30 teams, to better compete, and I think we're on our way of doing that.
Can't pay everybody. You have got to be smart. And I like a setup where the smart teams are rewarded. Baseball has the biggest gap of not rewarding smart teams. I've said this 1,000 times. If there was a salary cap in baseball, the Guardians would have won 2 championships in the last 15 years. No question. But they don't have that. I want systems set up so the smart teams are rewarded. Ryan, would you say in the NFL that smart teams are rewarded?
In the NFL?
Yeah.
I would say in terms, yeah.
Yeah, because you got to work the salary cap.
Right.
You got to draft properly. Basketball needed to get back to that because their problem was it wasn't rewarding smart teams. It was rewarding teams that friends just wanted to go play with friends. And it was all this team-up stuff. And why did they pick Miami? Well, it's because it was Miami, and Dwayne Wade was already there, right? The Warriors, I guess, were smart. They drafted Steph and Clay and all that. They bring Kevin Durant in. You want to reward the teams for building it the right way. That's what this tax apron is doing. Okay, so the Nuggets can't pay Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He's gone. The Clippers chose not to pay Paul George. He leaves. I think that's healthy for a league. Sometimes parity can sink a league. And I'm not even necessarily saying parity, but would you not say the NBA is the healthiest that it's been in some time? Where if I gave you 8, maybe even 9 or 10 teams that win a championship, you could give me a case for every one of them, right?
Yeah.
I can make the case for the Celtics, the Thunder. Go through the list, the power rankings you just did. I'll give you a case for the Celtics, the Thunder, the Timberwolves, the Mavericks, the 76ers, the Knicks. I hope the Cavs.
I was going to see if you were going to
I hope the Cavs, but
right
I don't
now,
know.
Matt, unless Kenny Atkinson really changes things, which is hard to believe, you can change it that much.
I cannot give you one for the Pacers. I cannot give you one for the Orlando Magic. I cannot give you one for the Suns. But it's it's healthy. The Bucks, maybe.
With a healthy Giannis, I'm never counting them out.
Right. So you have a place now where you have, again, almost double-digit teams that you could really make a case could win a championship. That's good. That's good for the NBA.
All right, Matt. Well, lastly, here for the morning update, we continue our saga of ESPN ranking their top 100 athletes from 2000 to the present. We start at number 50. Stop me when you hear something you like. Number 50 is Zinedine Zidane. Man, these soccer names are hard to pronounce.
He's the guy that headbutted that guy. Remember that?
No.
Yeah. Okay, Google that later.
Aitana Bonmati, another soccer player.
Got nothing.
Thierry Henry, another soccer player.
Yep.
Here we go. Jimmy Johnson. I know that one. Max
NASCAR.
Scherzer.
Yeah.
David Ortiz.
Okay.
Michaela Schriffen skiing.
Oh, yeah.
A-Rod, of course. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wait. A-Rod.
Alex Rodriguez.
A-Rod.
Key accomplishments.
But, okay, that's what I'm doing. Now,
do you think he's too high or low?
I think it's too high.
I don't know, Matt.
Okay. He's a 14-time All-Star.
3-time AL MVP.
Okay.
7-time Silver Slugger. 548 home runs, second most since 2000.
Okay. I'll give it to you. Okay. All right.
All right, number 41. One ahead of Giannis, Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay.
Justin Verlander comes in at 40. Kevin Durant. Barry Bonds, 38. Ichiro, 37.
Okay.
Maya Moore, 36.
Not a lot of
Dwayne
basketball.
Wade.
Okay, there you go.
Tamika Catchings. Miguel Cabrera. Marta, I guess one name, Marta, soccer player. Clayton Kershaw.
No football players here.
Mike Trout.
Okay.
Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, Michael Schumacher was untouchable for a long time, man.
Nikola Jokic comes in at 28. Here we go. Randy Moss, 27.
Okay, yeah.
Peyton Manning,
All right.
26. And that's all we have so far.
So for the top
we'll get
25.
the 25 to 1 tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, that's so again, the ones I've been so Anderson Silva, I think, has got to be in the top 25 then for MMA. I would almost kind of think Amanda Nunes has to be too. Football players, Mahomes has got to be there. Brady will be near the top. Tiger will be near the top. LeBron will be near the top.
Kobe?
You already said Trout.
I don't think I said Kobe yet.
No, I think Kobe will be up there. R.I.P. to his dad. His dad passed away yesterday too, which is
We
sad.
didn't say Trout.
I thought you said Trout.
Did I?
I thought you just said Trout.
Then I probably did.
I thought you just said him.
I probably did.
Because that's a prime individual accolade. He's talking about the most accomplished. It's either a lot of team accomplishments or a lot of individual accomplishments. Mike Trout is the king of individual accomplishments, not having team accomplishments because the team sucks ass. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Again, not too many football players. I think it'll be top heavy with football. The question is, do you go Brady or Tiger for number one? We lean I think we both lean Tiger.
I think Tiger.
I think Tiger.
Yeah.
Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. One.
Yeah, how many you go? So he lost 2.
Yeah. Like
lost 3. Right? Yes, he lost because he lost 2 to Peyton Manning.
He lost 2 to Eli,
and then he lost to Nick Foles.
Oh yeah, that's right. And he's a 7-time out of 10, 3-time MVP. Which is kind of crazy too, isn't that? You know, he was only a 3-time first team All-Pro. That's it, 3. If you add up his MVPs and All-Pros, first team All-Pros, he's got more Super Bowls than those. 3-time MVP, 3-time first team All-Pro in the 3 years, obviously, that he won the MVP. Man, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But I would probably say Brady. Again, accomplishments the Super Bowl. You know, Tiger won some of his.
Put Serena.
I would say she's got to be top 5. So here's probably my 5. Tiger.
Michael Phelps, though, too.
Tiger, Brady, in no particular. Tiger, Brady, Serena,
LeBron. And Phelps. Got it.
Probably.
I mean, I'm sure there's somebody.
Like, Kobe's great, has championships. Like, Steph will be in the top 10, too. LeBron, because, again, accomplishment. LeBron is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. And he did it all since 2000, right?
Correct.
But Tiger won some of his majors in the late 90s.
Brady's whole career, he drafted in 99?
Yeah, but his whole career is when he won the first one in 2002, 01.
Right.
So it's pretty much been his career, too.
Right.
Simone Biles?
No. Usain Bolt?
Yeah, but I mean, again, there's just not as many bites at the apple that these other guys have and the other women have. Like,
Katie
they were doing their
Ledecky?
thing all the time. Katie Ledecky's very good. She'll be in the top 20 for sure. I can't wait. Is that list again coming out tomorrow?
I believe the final is
All
tomorrow.
right, we'll do that tomorrow. I'm excited for that. I was excited for the Immaculate Grid. Here we go. Our giveaway's already done. You get a chance to win a copy of EA College Football. Go do that. Retweet it at Matt Fontana Show. We do the grid for fun, a little mental exercise. Can you believe we missed Ryan Fitzpatrick yesterday? Can you believe that?
It happens.
It happens. All right, here we go. Player up and down, left and right. Super Bowl champion. That'll be nice and easy for us. Bug, go.
Would you do Mike Evans?
Sure.
Not Dan Marino.
No, Larry Zonka.
Who?
Larry Zonka. He was part of the undefeated team, so his last name is C.S. There he is.
Nice.
Rogers, sure. Yep. Brett Favre. Whatever happened with him? Is he still all in that legal trouble and crap, suing people?
No.
How's that going?
Making jeans.
Do you want to do Gronk? You want to do Brady? It's up to you. However you want to do that one.
Gronk probably is a little lower one.
Okay. All right.
Okay, wait. No, Jarvis Landry never played for Patriots, did he?
No, he went to New Orleans. I think didn't he sign with the Patriots like as a practice squad thing or something?
But we can do Devontae Parker.
Yeah, Devontae Parker works. Packers, Patriots.
Martellus Bennett?
I think so. I think that works. Let it rip. I like that thought. Nice. All right. Chargers, Bucks.
Vincent Jackson?
Nice.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. Nice. High probability. We probably should have got that. I want to just make sure I'm on this.
For what, Chargers, Dolphins?
No, that Vincent Jackson passed away. He did.
Yeah, he did.
All right, Chargers, Dolphins. You're acing this, buddy. I just kind of want to let you go here a little bit. Chargers, Dolphins. All right, Dolphins quarterbacks: Chad Pennington, Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Ryan Tannehill.
Didn't Jay Cutler go there?
Yeah, he did.
But obviously he didn't play for the Chargers. Okay, Chargers. Drew Brees.
No.
Phillip Rivers. I feel like there's.
Go to Packers.
Sure, Packers, Chargers. I feel like there should be an easy one. Man, we flew. Now we're brain locked here. Antonio Gates never played for the Packers. Why can I not think of any Chargers players, man? Oh, Corey Linsley. Former Ohio State Buckeye. Nice. All right. Final one. Dolphins, Chargers. Speaking of linemen, remember Richie Incognito? I don't think he ever played for the Chargers, though. Yeah. He was in Miami when he did all that hazing stuff. It's got to be a quarterback. There's got to be a quarterback.
Fitzpatrick never played for the Chargers?
Who? Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't think he ever played for the Chargers, no. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. Easton Stick, don't think works there. Oh, man.
Did Ryan Leaf ever go to the Chargers?
Oh, he's drafted by the Chargers. What do you mean?
Ryan Leaf?
Yeah. Ryan Leaf?
I thought he was drafted by the Dolphins.
No, he got drafted by the Chargers.
You positive on that?
Yes. I'm going to Google that. If it's right, it's right. But yeah, he got drafted by the Chargers. Tampa Bay, Cowboys, Seahawks.
Oh.
Yeah, he got drafted by the Chargers.
What the hell am I thinking of?
I don't know. Chad Pennington, I thought, was drafted by the Dolphins. I think. If you're going back to that 1998 draft, Manning goes 1, Leaf goes 2. Dude, they passed up on Randy Moss, man. Isn't that crazy? Andre Wadsworth, Kyle Turley, Fred Taylor. Takeo Spikes was in that one. Good one. Good draft. Randy Moss went 21 overall in that draft. Alan Faneca. Oh, good picks there. Son of a gun. Ah. That's a tough one, man. Corners? Who was that lockdown corner that the Chargers had for a long time? I don't even remember, man. I don't know.
Lockdown corner on the Chargers.
Yeah, I feel like they had a corner, not like Darrelle Revis type, but like something close to that. Huh. Oh, you're losing me, man. Come on now.
Cole Beasley ever play for the Chargers?
I don't think so.
Braxton Berrios?
No. Oh. Did Danny Woodhead ever play in Miami?
I guess it's possible.
I don't know. Son of a gun. I don't know. I feel like we have time, but I feel like we just have to give this up here. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, is there a kicker? Did Jason Sanders ever play for San Diego? San Diego.
I mean, you could rip old friend Josh Johnson. We usually go with him when we can't figure anything out anyway.
I mean, Tyrod wasn't on the Dolphins,
No, rip Tyrod Taylor.
was he?
Yeah.
I thought of that ages ago. But
Why do you say something?
Because in my head, I didn't think there's any way he played for Miami.
I think he did.
Did he?
I think he. I mean, I got no better guesses. No.
Junior Seau.
Oh. R.I.P. Go back up. Click on the list. I want to see some other people. Man. That sucks. That's all right.
Which one do you want to see?
Dolphins, Chargers. I know you can't really see it on the screen. But
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I don't know any of it. Kalen Ballage, I'll just throw it back. Ronnie Brown.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that. That's a tough one.
Dick Wood. That's funny. Aaron Craver. I mean, yeah, that was a tough one.
That not easy.
That makes me feel better about not getting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like
Kalen Ballage. Wow.
that's a pull. That's a pull. Want to do a little college football here? So we didn't get to this yesterday, talking about the setup for the Big Ten and all that kind of stuff. But
Charles and them got Junior Seau.
Junior Seau, we should have gone that one. That's my bad. Yeah, I really should have thought about that for at least a Chargers legend. I don't know if I would have remembered that he went to Miami or not, but here we go. So I go over to college football today because yesterday we're going to do the Big Ten breakdown. Ohio State's obviously one of the heavy favorites, even with Oregon and all that kind of stuff. So they did the X Factor for the top 25 college football teams as they, go with it and what they think the biggest change might be. We go to Ohio State, and Jake Trotter, friend, I got to get Jake on, actually. ESPN, he flipped over, he's doing college now, love Jake. And he said the X factor for Ohio State is freshman wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. Now, he's the guy that Ryan Day was sitting at a press conference, and he stopped the press conference and borderline passed out because they got commitment from Jeremiah Smith. Jake writes, Ohio State has had an incredible run recently at wide receiver, headlined by first-round NFL picks Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Marvin Harrison. The Buckeyes appear to have another future star at the position in Jeremiah Smith, who turned heads this spring. If Smith lives up to the hype in his debut season, the Buckeyes could boast the nation's top receiving duo yet again, headlined by preseason All-American Emeka Egbuka with Jeremiah Smith. I know you're not a big Ohio State fan, Ryan, but thinking about the Buckeyes, I'm a biased, bougie Ohio State fan where A, they had damn well better make the college football playoff, and I don't think there's any way that they won't, and B, I actually think we have a chance to win a national championship this year.
I think how could you not?
You spent the money. You brought Will Howard in.
I'm not even
Judkins.
Being a homer here because I don't like Ohio State. But, you talk about, Caleb Downs, you got the transfer, you get Will Howard, and you have a multitude of quarterbacks that could start on any D1 program. And then you have arguably the one or two best running backs in the country in Quinshon Judkins. You mentioned Emeka Egbuka is coming back.
How Travion Henderson came back, I don't understand that.
At this point for Ohio State, especially given Ryan Day's record, it truly does seem like it's national championship or bust. And I know that that's how they feel.
Yeah,
Will Howard came out and said, for us, it's national championship or bust.
Right. And I also think, Ryan Day's a guy, he's got the prime like I saw Kalen DeBoer because yesterday was like SEC Media Day, or I think it's actually today, and they're all over the place, and Big Ten will be there before you know it. There are people that are just going to hate on Ryan Day, and there's being in that position of power as the Ohio State head coach, you will always have your detractors. There were people, even with Jim Tressel. Now, they were few and far between because Tressel is a god in Columbus, but there were still people. Urban Meyer had detractors, won a national championship being below. That is the biggest thing about Ryan Day. Now, the issue is about Ryan Day. I think even if he wins a national championship, for some unknown God reason, I don't know if he'll actually ever get the full credit because there are just people that don't like him. There are just people that don't like Ryan Day.
I mean, we talked about it. People almost, it seems as though, value just beating Michigan more than they would hosting the national championship.
You brought that up, man. That is just one of the most insane things to me. Because trust me, you know where I'm at. I hate Michigan. I hate them. I will always rather have national championships.
I think any sane, rational person would.
No. And I guess to your point about sane and rational. I know plenty of sane, rational Ohio State fans that they are just so wrapped up in that Michigan bullshit. And that's all they care about, right? Because I would rather live in the world that you win and you beat them to go to the national championship. Or, it's different now that everybody's going to make the college football playoff and stuff like, I want my cake and I'm going to eat it too, right? Beat Michigan and go win national championships, but 100%. And the stink of Michigan. Now, did he buy himself some time with this offseason with everything that they did? Oh, 100%, right? They went out and they had probably one of the best off seasons you could have in college football with the transfers, with getting Jeremiah Smith. But with that comes the other side of it. You got to go win a national championship. The flip side to that is now you don't have any excuses. And he's been there long enough. He's built the team up, but it's all on him right now. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. And I think about what excuse. I mean, you don't have any. You're done. That's it. Other top teams, Georgia's transfer Ben Urasek at tight end. Longhorns X Factors chemistry with Quinn Ewers. Riley Leonard's at Notre Dame. I didn't even know that. Dude, I saw it. And Ben Axelrod had this tweet too. There's an article. They're like, can Cade McNamara lead the Hawkeyes? And Ben had the same thing I did. I go, how does that guy still have eligibility?
Makes DJ Uiagalelei.
DJ Uiagalelei was doing good. Shout out to Circle K. I've done a lot of work with Circle K in the past, and I love them. DJ Uiagalelei out here pimping Polar Pops for his 8th year of eligibility or whatever it is. Where is he? Is he? Oh, my God. Where is he?
Yeah, where did he North Carolina State?
That sounds right. I feel like it's something like that. DJ Uiagalelei is at Florida State.
He's at Florida State.
He's at Florida State. Florida State. He's played for Clemson, Oregon State, and now he is at Florida State. He was in the recruiting class of 2020. I guess that's not that bad. It's
because it seems crazy because of the transfer portal.
Well, and then COVID and all that other kind of stuff. Like, that was a weird year. He started 3 years at Clemson, or played basically 3 years. Started a year for Oregon State. Now he's at Florida State. Maybe I need to stop ripping DJ Uiagalelei. This will be his 5th year. It's his final year of eligibility. It's his 5th year. That ain't so bad.
Yeah.
That ain't so bad, I guess. In 2020, he only started 2 games. Then he started 13, 13, and 12 last year for Oregon State. I guess I need to get off DJ Uiagalelei's back. He's not that bad.
All right.
Not that bad. I will now diverge to Cade McNamara, and he will now be my voodoo doll, so to speak.
He was at Michigan, right?
Yeah. So Cade McNamara.
Who's Michigan's starting quarterback this year?
I don't even know. McNamara, red shirt at Michigan, then didn't play a year, like was on the team, didn't play, started 14 games, got benched in 2022, now he's at Iowa, and he'll be back for yet another year. So he redshirted in 2019, and he's still going to play in 2024. That's a little much for me. That's a little too much for me. I don't even know who Michigan's starting quarterback is. I don't like Googling Michigan Wolverines football, but I'll do it. Let's go to ESPN because they probably have that. ESPN roster. They don't have a depth chart. Let's go roster. Quarterbacks. Jaden Denigel, Jack Grusser, Alec Orji, Jack Tuttle is there. That's right. Did they get him from Wisconsin?
His last name's Orji.
O-R-J-I. What else would you call that?
I don't know.
So I'm assuming it's got to be Jack Tuttle. And again, was he not at Wisconsin?
Dude,
I don't know. It's so no, Indiana. He was at Indiana for 4 years, was the backup last year, and now he gets to start again at Michigan. Jack Tuttle on the list. Get out of college, man. Get out of college. All right, catch our final break. Come back. We'll run through time up. I want to get my British Open picks for this weekend coming up. A few other things to dive to as well, including the bracket. And we'll remind you of our giveaway this week right here on the Fontana Show. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. 'Tis the laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, 'tis the law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
Let's run through a little bit of time up here. 17th of July. Welcome on back. Matt Fontana, Ryan Tyler alongside. And you follow us on Twitter X and get into our giveaway for a copy of EA College Football at Matt Fontana Show. Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. It's all there. And we run through, tell you what happened this day in history. I start with a non-sport thing. I don't know, kind of lean on the sports today. Kind of a lean day in time up, but still. Do you remember El Chapo? Remember there was a big thing about catching him and finding him?
Of course.
They did it this day, 2019. Okay. And I was like, because you remember this. I mean, it's a big story, right, about them finding El Chapo. He was, drug lord, the DEA estimated that he matched the influence and wealth of Pablo Escobar. So, like, we always think about Pablo Escobar and Narcos, great film series, or great movie series there on Netflix. But he's basically that close. So he's first captured in 1993 in Guatemala, and he was extradited and sentenced to 20 years in prison in Mexico for murder and drug trafficking. He bribed multiple prison guards and escaped from a federal maximum security prison in 2001. His status as a fugitive resulted in $8.8 million combined reward from Mexico and the United States just leading for information to his capture. He was then arrested in Mexico in 2014. So again, he was on the run from 01 to 14. He then escaped prior to sentencing in 2015 through a tunnel dug by his associates in the cartel. You always think, how the hell do you escape a maximum security prison at this point of our society? Like, also, they dug a tunnel. They recaptured him following a shootout in 2016 and extradited him to the United States. He was then charged and found guilty on criminal charges and sentenced to life imprisonment. He is currently incarcerated in ADX Florence in Colorado.
He's in prison in Colorado?
So it's weird that I know this, and I don't know why I know as much as I do about this. So there's a couple prisons in the federal prisons in the United States called Supermax prisons. Okay. There's only a couple of them. And these are like, this is the worst of the worst. Like, the you cannot get back out of here. And these are what's called administrative maximum, ADX prisons. And they're the most secure level of custody in the prison systems in certain countries. In the United States, I guess there's more than I thought. There's about one in every state. In Ohio, the Ohio State Penitentiary is considered a supermax prison. Now, the one that I'm talking about in Florence, this is the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility. Like, so this ADX Florence out there in Colorado, that's it. Like, that's the highest of the high of the worst people. List of current inmates at ADX Florence. Ramzi Youssef.
Who dat?
He did the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. A lot of like Al Qaeda people are there. El Chapo is there. Trying to see if there's anybody else. Yeah, it's a lot of like the Boston Marathon bombing kids there. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, he's there. Terry Nichols, he was Timothy McVeigh's accomplice in the Oklahoma City bombings. He's there. Eric Rudolph, who did the
that compound?
No, both those guys died. You're thinking, the one kid's name was it. That was the guy. Did you watch Richard Jewell? That movie?
Yeah.
That's the guy that actually did the bombing.
Okay.
They blamed Richard Jewell, but it was actually Eric Rudolph.
Well,
so he's at ADX.
I didn't watch the movie. I watched that. Was it not Mindhunter, but they did the story of Richard Jewell. It was a show. It wasn't.
Yeah, I'm sure, well, not the movie, but yeah, you know who that is. So he's James Marcello, who was the front boss of the Chicago outfit of the mob. He's there. Probably not something savory to be talking about. Like I said, El Chapo is there. Like, if you go to this, you're not getting out of that prison. Like, there's no way that he'll ever get out. So he was recaptured and sentenced to life in prison this day, 2019. This day, 1995, Forbes released their list of the richest people in the world. Bill Gates, on 1995, was the richest person in the world with a net worth of just $13 billion. The richest people in the world, the real-time Forbes list. Elon Musk, $252 billion. He's down $2 billion today. Sucks for him. Bezos is 2.4. So like, okay, so in 1995, Bill Gates was the richest at $13 billion. Today, I'm still scrolling.
Yeah, Bill been slacking in his old age.
Bill, oh no, I'm talking about 13 billion would just put you at 152nd in today's day and age of $13 billion.
He's too busy putting chips in vaccines.
I didn't say that, Ryan did. Whatever Bill Gates doing and whatever they're doing, I don't know. This day, 1974. Tommy John taken out of a game after experiencing elbow pain that they later described as a muscle pull and would eventually lead to Tommy John surgery. This day, 74. This day, 1967, I thought this was interesting. Jimi Hendrix quit as the opening act for the Monkees. They were on their United States tour. They had 29 dates scheduled. Hendrix quit after 7 of them. Like, isn't that crazy to think about that Hendrix was an opener for anybody? But that's how they all had to start. This day, 67. This day, 1966, the Indians set a club record with 7 home runs in their win over Detroit, 15-2. We did it yesterday. If DiMaggio's hit streak reached 56, well, came to an end this day, 1941. Over there at League Park against the Indians. This day, 1925, Tris Speaker, Indians legend, reached 3,000 hits, his 5th player in history to do it. I don't think any player is going to hit 3,000. Like, okay, wait. Active hit leaders, MLB. Here's a good little trivia. Who do you think the active leader in base hits is in baseball right now?
Oh, God.
It's a tough one.
Is it really tough?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd think about it. So,
AL or NL?
He's on an NL. He's been an NL most of his career. It was a little unsavory on how he left his last team to go to the team that he's on right now.
I don't know.
Freddie Freeman. Remember when he left the Braves and allegedly
is the active leader in hits?
2,217 at age 34.
Wow. Yeah, I would have never got
So, like,
that.
again, he's 800 hits short.
Yeah.
He'd have to have, what? Yeah, 4 more seasons of 200-hit baseball. Like, that's tough. Then Jose Altuve, then Joey Votto, then Andrew McCutchen, Paul Goldschmidt, Manny Machado. So, like, I think it's, I mean, would you not say that it's pretty safe to say that none of these guys are ever going to hit 3,000 hits?
Stephen Kwan.
He might. You know what? He might. He might. I don't know.
Stays healthy.
Lindor is 29th, 1,400. I was trying to search for Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is 28th amongst active players with just over 1,400 hits. Actually, he's 1 spot ahead of Francisco Lindor. And that's 1 spot ahead of him there. So, 3,000 hits, 300 wins in baseball. Never going to be seen again. This is for the royal people out there. 1917, King George V, by royal proclamation, changed the last name of the family from German Saxe Coburg Gotha to Windsor. So, you know, you hear about the House of Windsor. Like, technically, all of them have a last name of Windsor. Well, they changed it this day, 1917. Should we go monarchy?
No.
Should we just flip that? What family would you pick?
Trump.
I was just gonna, like, could you imagine, like, the Bidens or Trumps or the Obamas? Like, you're up next, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Up.
You're up next. I don't know what to tell you. This day, 1867, the first ever United States dental school was established at Harvard.
Nice.
So, like, before that, you know, you would just go to your town dentist and you say, well, I want to learn what you do. And they just show you what you do. You apprenticeship and you just go get your teeth pulled. Thank God for dentists. Started this day, 1867. Very happy birthday goes out to Indians legend Lou Boudreau, Connor Bedard, Luke Bryan, the late great Mr. Donald Sutherland, and David Hasselhoff. All celebrating birthdays today. Baywatch was before your time.
Yeah.
Much before your time, but
Pam
good TV
Anderson.
show. Very hot. Yasmin Belief, very hot. The chick that played Kelly Kapowski, wasn't she on that show too? I know you don't know who that is either. Baywatch. Not the movie. I heard the movie sucked.
I thought it was funny.
Did you see it? Was it good?
I thought it was funny.
Okay. Cast. David Hasselhoff. Hang on. I need characters. Hobie Buchanan, I remember him. Nicole Eggert, hot. Pam Anderson, hot. Yasmin Bleeth. Yeah, who's the chick that played Kelly Kapowski? Tiffany Thiessen is her name. Was she not on? Hang on. Was she not on Baywatch? Am I misremembering that? Saved by the Bell, Beverly. She was not on Baywatch. I'm sorry. I misled you on that one. I don't know what to tell you. All right, 2 movies today. I don't know how you're going to do. They're kind of. One is an absolute a horrible movie, but we'll start with the one that's not so bad. They're both this date, 2015, ironically. It was the introduction of a very small character.
Ant-Man.
That is correct. I was going to say in the MCU, and you would have laid it up, but Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man, came out this day, 2015. Solid flick, like a lot of the MCU movies. It's just fine. All right, next up, also this day, 2015. This actually marked the acting debut of a very notable athlete.
Trainwreck.
Ah, nice!
I'm so wrong.
Nice!
When LeBron won't pay for the dinner.
That movie was horrible.
I never actually watched
Don't watch it. And I think Bill Hader is funny. Like, take or leave Amy Schumer.
I'll leave.
I watched it because my wife really likes Amy Schumer, like as a comedian. And I was like, oh, LeBron is in it? Oh, my. Oh, my God. Horrible.
You didn't think LeBron was a good actor?
No.
Don't quit his day job?
I don't want to say that he's not a good actor, but like, just the problem is that movie just was so atrociously bad that I can't even tell you if LeBron is a good actor or not. Like, the whole premise is...
All right, what do you think it got on Rotten Tomatoes?
12%. If that.
84%.
My ass. There's no
Matt, you might be
way.
tripping.
No,
You might be tripping.
no,
And it got an
no.
84%, a 75% on Metacritic, and a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
That movie is so bad. So bad. Like, the plot is like of so many rom-coms, right? It's Amy Schumer. The whole point, she's a train wreck and her life is falling apart and all that. Then she runs into Bill Hader. They have this awkward romance, but she's broken and he needs to fix her. And then there's something about the fact that he's a sports science or a sports surgeon. So then LeBron is in it, and Amari Stoudemire, Marv Albert. I don't need. It's bad. It's bad. I will tell you this. I would never watch that movie again.
And 81% is pretty good.
Maybe I guess I'm wrong. I'll defer to Rotten Tomatoes. Here, Trainwreck was literally a train wreck.
I want to see something.
What? If you're pulling up Jaws, go to hell. F you, man. He's
Don't worry,
pulling
I
up
got a
Jaws.
97. Jaws got a 97.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're damn right it does. He was hoping that one of my favorite movies, that Trainwreck, would be higher.
I
Get
really
out of here.
was.
Stop that. Oh, now, Halloween, the movie? Do you want some of my other favorite movies?
I want to find the movie.
Well, you got to make sure you do the right
Which
one.
one?
Not Halloween Kills, not the Rob Zombie.
The one from 78?
Yeah. It's got to be 95.
96.
You're damn right it is. You're damn right,
All right.
it is.
Trainwreck, I want
Jurassic Park, do you want to just knock that one out while we're looking at
myself if it was higher than, if Trainwreck was higher than Jaws.
Jurassic Park, 1993, Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think Jurassic Park has?
89.
92. 92 for the OG Jurassic Park.
My favorite movie is 94, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. What is Rotten Tomatoes' highest? And I have something else we have to get to here in a second, but real quick.
They're high. I mean, there's a couple. There's multiple hundred.
Are they tied?
There's multiple 100%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
300 best movies of all time.
I think the highest animated one is Toy Story 2.
I believe that.
It's probably like Shawshank is 100, I think.
So this is weird. On Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, Shawshank's only 89.
What?
So apparently Trainwreck is almost as good as Shawshank Redemption.
Stop it. It's not.
I'm just saying.
films with a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is The Godfather 100%?
No, it's a long list, though.
97.
I think it's that they broke it and then eventually maybe it came back down to earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying. So I clicked on Rotten.
What's your favorite Batman movie of all time?
89, probably. I would go 89.
Oh, it's worse than Trainwreck.
Stop that. It's not.
To me, Gordon,
you want to know what? It's probably because nobody voted for. They have 3 people that voted for Trainwreck. It was Amy Schumer, Bill Hader, and LeBron.
Uh-huh.
That's probably why. This is they put this as their 300th best movies of all time, not necessarily their highest rated. L.A. Confidential, The Godfather, Casablanca, Toy Story 2 had 100%. Toy Story had 100%. The Philadelphia Story from 1940 had 100%. Three Colors Red had 100%. M from 1931. Wages of Fear. There's no way that's possible. All right, random story before we get to our British Open picks. We have now a new record for a dinosaur skeleton to be sold. Just came out this morning. That a by the way, if you were going to buy a dinosaur skeleton, would you not buy a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Would that not be the one that you would buy?
Probably.
Maybe a Velociraptor? Going back to Jurassic Park. That is what just sold. A Stegosaurus skeleton was sold Wednesday morning for a record $44.6 million, including buyer's premium at Sotheby's auction. The sale surpassed its pre-sale estimate by $4 to $6 million. The previous record came in October of 2020 when Christie sold a Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton named Stan for $32 million. The Stegosaurus named Apex is 11 feet tall and 27 feet long, as considered virtually complete with 254 bone elements of the three. That's it? Of the 319, it's got 254 of the bones. I guess. The auction house previously described Apex as one of the most valuable dinosaur skeletons ever offered. The value is largely derived from its high percentage of authentic bones, which is a significant factor in the valuation of dinosaurs. Apex has been dated to the late Jurassic period between 161 and 146 million years ago. So, here's the weird thing, too. You think about, like, Stegosauruses and Jurassic, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. Ryan, do you know that they were almost 100 million years apart from one another?
I think I heard that before.
Like Stegosaurus being 146 million years ago, Tyrannosaurus Rex were like 65 million years ago. So they're almost 100 million years apart. Sue, the famous Sue one, the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex named Sue, she sold at auction for $8.3 million back in 1997. And that was the first ever dinosaur sold there. What do you do with that? What do you do? I mean, it's got to...
It's like a cigarette asher?
I mean, it's got to be a museum, right? I don't know. If I was uber rich and I had $44 million, I would probably buy a Tyrannosaurus. Like a Stegosaurus? That really do it?
Long neck one's called
Brachiosaurus? I mean, they all have different names and stuff like that, like, taxonomy and all that crap. But I just know the Brachiosaurus.
Mike Glenosaurus?
Mike Glenosaurus is a good one. It's a good one. Yeah. But yeah, why would you not buy for $44 million? I put it in my house, charge $5. Come in and see it. You can even touch it if you want. All right, Ryan. Well, you want to know what? I hit some of these British Open picks, and maybe we'll have the money to go buy a dinosaur bone. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's go. What do you think? So here's how I always go with the British Open. I'll take 2 or 3 favorites, and then I like 2 sleepers. So, and I always just do like $2-3, things like that. All right, so let me get you some. I got to hit a fucking bet, man. I'm getting smoked right now. So bad. I lost on the game last night. Thought that was a for sure. All right, here we go. Scotty Scheffler plus 500. Rory plus 850. Xander Schauffele 1200. Colin Morikawa 15. Ludwig Oberg, which a lot of people like, 1700. DeChambeau 1700. Tom Fleetwood, who I always put money on in the majors, 2200. Rahm 2400 coming off the injury. Hatton, Hovland, Koepka, Cantley, Lowry plus 5,000. I like me some Tony Finau this week. What do you like about that? You're in? You're good?
Yeah.
Robert McIntyre's hot. Fitzpatrick, no. Stay away from Spieth. Stay away from Wyndham Clark.
John Daly?
Tiger's 20,000.
What's Daly?
I'm scrolling. Find him here for you. Keep going. We're into 100 plus, like Ernie Els, who just won the college championship. He is 170,000. So, like, if I put $2 on Ernie Els, that wins me $3,200 for Ernie Els to win. God, where is John Daly? Darren Clark, John Daly. He is plus 600,000. $2 wins me $8,600.
Do it.
For John. No.
Do $1.
No.
Why?
$1 wins me $4,300.
Yeah.
$4,300 for John Daly. I'd rather just give you the dollar. You can rip it up and throw it in the lake.
Wow.
Get your bets. Bruce will have his bets coming up tonight, I'm sure, on Bonus Time with Bruce Drennan. It'll be here tonight. Follow us at Big Play, bigplay.com/horse. You can enter for a chance to get on the wait list for our new horse. Our friends at Garage Beer, we love them. And don't forget, Twitter, X, at Matt Fontana Show. Retweet for your chance to win a copy of EA College Football. Right, our bracket. I almost forgot. I almost forgot too.
Who won? Looks like Jimmy Page won.
You spelled Jimmy Page wrong, by the way. There's no I. It's just Page.
Still won.
Ryan will send the finals out a little bit later. You want to do 2 days on that? We'll announce it on Friday. Let it run for 2 days.
You didn't even oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Like I'm not involved in this show. Very involved. It's my livelihood. Don't tell you.
So who's the finals? It's
Jimmy Page.
Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen.
I think so.
And Jimmy Page.
There you go. Send it out. At Matt Fontana Show. Follow there. Chance to win your copy of EA College Football. Drennan's coming tonight. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana as always. Take it easy.